This video contains adult content not suitable for children.
They did, because anytime people. So I went to this last Wednesday. Sean and I went to Indy and did the mics. Did Fountain Square Brewing Co., which is run by Kyle Bates, and then we went to Liberty Street. The one
we went to where he had a show.
Yeah, Sean had a show there, and then I went to Liberty. We went to Liberty on Mass, which is like a bar that's the one that Cole Peterson runs.
Okay.
And when I was at the one at Fountain Square, the guy that runs it, Kyle, came up to me and he was like, "You know who you look like?" And I was like, "Who?" And he's like, "Nick Mullen." And I'm like, "I fucking love Nick Mullen." And he's from Cometown. He's I'd say he's the main guy from Cometown, but he's not. Like, there's all three of them, but he was like the best part. Like, he was like his.
I don't remember who was in Cometown.
It's
Was it the one? Was that the one Alex used to watch?
I don't know. No, I think he said he watched the Flagrant.
Yeah,
too.
It was that one.
Yeah, he likes Andrew Schultz, which is, I mean, that's a big show, so it's not that
every
surprising.
time you say Cometown, I think it's that one.
No, it's Cometown is it's like super offensive and
which is
crazy.
The one with the Asian guy.
The Asian guy. Oh, Bobby Lee. That's he's got two of them. He's got Bad Friends. That's probably one you watched with the redhead.
Reels.
Is it with the redhead or without the redhead?
I think it's with her. It's the guy that's always trying to say racist shit to me.
Yeah. That's the whole premise of that show. That's what they go viral is like. Bobby's Asian and Andrew Santino's a redhead that does like Asian voices, and it's not like cancelable because he's with an Asian. It's like a weird, like, I have an Asian friend.
He can make fun of Asians because there's an Asian there.
Yeah, it's okay. You're allowed to.
That's why we had Jordan Bell.
Yeah, we had him. No, I'm just kidding. Had? Did you say had? I think it said half. No, he left us. He went on the greener pasture. I think he's back at In Your House though.
Yeah.
He's doing like the In Your House thing. He's like back to the wrestling, which makes sense. I mean, when we first started talking about doing this podcast, so like I originally...
You're recording now, right?
Yeah, we're just hanging out. When I originally started this podcast, like I wanted to do a podcast, like obviously I didn't have the studio space when I was living with Matt. Like we just didn't have the area. So I was like, man, how do I do this? And I needed to like have my own space to figure it out because I'm not gonna do any of this shit.
Right.
Like initially, I have no idea how to do any of this. Like,
yeah, we started out with like the laptop.
Yeah. And like when we did it, I was like, I remember I talked to you, I talked to him, I talked to the first person I talked to was Brian because I'm like, it makes sense for Brian and I to do a show. But Brian just wasn't interested at all in doing the podcast. Like he was like, I'll come on. But,
Jordan.
But Jordan was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I'm like, okay. And he just wanted to do a podcast. So I was like, all right, well, we're just going to talk shit, like comedy. And he's like, all right, cool, whatever. And then we talked to you and you're like, I'll come on and I can actually talk on this podcast. And because the podcast you were on before, you never talked on.
But I was still on that one when I started doing this one.
Yeah. Was that weird?
Yeah.
What did you get any pressure? I was going to ask about that.
Not really. He was always very like nonchalant about you guys.
Okay.
Like every once in a while I'd mention you like just in passing just because I'd like to do that.
You have a relationship with us?
Just to irritate them.
Yeah.
You know? I just kind of like poking the bear. But like it was he was very respectful about it.
Yeah.
Jimmy was always really nice to me.
I mean, I thought so. I mean, like other than like the typical like guys trying to hit on
right.
Stuff,
I mean,
like, that's
I get that from like everybody.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's like it's typical. It's not just.
I mean,
him.
besides like you guys, obviously.
And obviously, that was before like he was married. Well,
yeah, he wasn't in with
again.
anybody. He had just split up from his girlfriend, and like he was doing. Me and him were like we talked and like not talked, not like that, but like I did the podcast with him. He got me into doing some stuff for him, and like he got me into some videos and stuff. And
well, I know at one point you were like, they're asking me to do stand up, and I was like, I think you would do good at it. And you're like, yeah, I'm not interested in that.
I'm not though.
I know.
I would love to be good at it.
You did the final show at Cooper's. You did. How'd you feel about it? Like honestly, like
about
did you
how I did, about how everybody did.
Well, no, we're talking about you. I mean, everybody did. I feel like that was like at the end of the show. I think there's a video that one of the videos is me being like, did you guys hear some good comics? Woo! Did you guys hear some okay comics? And I was like, woo! Well, that's what an open mic is. You're supposed to hear both because we're working.
I think that's what a lot of people came to though, is they were like hoping it would be like a show, and I'm like, because there was a couple people from work that came and they were like, oh, there was a few that weren't that. I'm like, that's an open mic though. They're like, you didn't pay to get in. It's free. Everybody there just came to try out. Like, it's like try and do it.
Basically, I mean, in the last night, 29 fucking people was a lot of people to go.
There ended up being 29.
29 at the end. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I mean, we could have put on a couple more.
By the end of the night, I couldn't feel my arms.
Yeah, I bet. That's what you said something about like
dying.
because you take pictures, obviously. Everybody knows that. Like, that's like you've gotten like.
See, I don't do the mic, but I do the pictures, so I do something.
No, you always do stuff. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, I mean, Cortni doesn't do stand up technically. Like, you've done a few things. Like, you've done it, but you don't do stand up. Like, you know, we have to like almost like. Well, it was funny because like I looked at the list and I saw your name on there and I was like, I didn't put you on there. I know Brian wouldn't, but that's why I messaged you. I was like, did you put yourself on the list? You're like,
I did.
I was like, okay, cool.
I was like, it's the last show. I might as well do it.
Yeah.
And I was my thing is I don't do stand up, so I don't have like bits. I don't have bits that I need to practice, and I feel like I'm doing it in front of you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing it for you guys,
which is fine.
And so I don't have like so I have to figure out something different to do every time.
Yeah, you don't have to. I know,
but that's where I feel like I need to do. It's like because I'm doing it for you. I'm not doing it for a showcase or for a career or to practice like a bit. Yeah,
I get it because like the funny thing is, like, you don't technically, like, you've done it, but you don't do stand up. Like, it's not something you wouldn't call yourself a stand up.
I get up there and kind of talk shit to people.
Or you just tell stories and stuff, which is fine, or like goofy things. And I think that's what stand up is. So, like, I always tell people if you want to be a stand up comic, go up and do stand up comedy, which you've done it, but like, you don't consider yourself one because you don't work on material. No. You just go up every time and tell different stories. I don't think that I would go to another mic and go and try and do it. But it's all about comfortability. Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, at least you're comfortable around all of us. Talking shit. Yeah. You just don't care. I was like, who am I flat? No, I always tell people when they do like open mics, and I mean, who am I to say anything? But this is just from me. If you ask me, here's the thing about me. I'm going to give my opinion regardless.
Absolutely.
And the one thing I've been trying to tell people, like Sean, like Brian, like you, like anybody, like any of my friends that do comedy, Michael, anybody, like if Dan, if you think of something for me, like if I'm saying something on stage, like, oh, I got a good tag.
There are a lot of jokes that you've written that are like conversations we've had, like
and that's like what I do. The
basis, and I'm like, that fucker.
But I want people to do a better job of like giving, like, critique me too, dude. Like, and I don't mean like critique like in a mean way, but like if you have like a criticism, like I don't like the way you say that, or you should say it like this.
I think that we do that. I think that we do.
I don't get enough of it. Personally.
I don't think you get enough because we don't want to hurt your feelings.
I tell people all the time, don't hurt my fucking feelings. You can't hurt my feelings. It's comedy.
I know.
Like I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings when I give criticism. And when I say criticism, usually it's like I have an idea for a tag or a way to say it differently.
It's not, you don't really criticize. It's more so like, hey, I think if you added this to this.
Or here's a funny tag, or like, don't say this part because it's weird.
I think the only time we ever do that is on the way to shows and you're talking about jokes and we're like, what if you did it like this?
Yeah. And I'm down with that because like I almost have to drag it out of you guys, and I would hate to. I mean, to me, I listen. I guess it's because I listen to so much stand up with you guys. Do you have
critique for me?
For your no, I don't listen to you critically. Like I don't, because like I just look at it like. Here's my thing. If you started going up, you start going up every single week, I would. Because then I'd be like, she's working on it. But no, the way I look at it, you're just going up, doing some jokes, and then heading out.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a weird question.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean it in like a rude way, but like, did you feel pressure to get up because Annie was getting up? Because you're like, my cousin? Okay.
No. I put me on the list before. I peer pressured her to do it because I was doing it.
I just wondered because like, there's a part of me that's like, she's like,
no, I did it first.
Annie's going up. I'm going up too.
Not at all.
I'm just kidding.
Not at all. I added myself because you had already deleted the list and started adding people. So I was like, we were only at like 5 people when I added myself.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I think it might have been an update thing. I think you were like right on 10 when I saw it. Right. But like, I think that's the thing, man. I knew we were going to increase the amount, but I didn't know how, because I was like trying to ask you guys.
It was the last one. I wasn't going to have a chance to ever do it again there.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah, it is the last one. And you've done, I mean, you hosted a show.
And I want to get better at like having a stage presence. I think I'm not good at like
you are like you. It's funny because like did you do acting in school at all? Like were you interested at all? And then like
I'm just really annoying.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I
just got in trouble for being disruptive in class constantly.
Yeah. Well, I just think like with like you've done so much acting and you never really consider yourself an actor, and now you're doing comedy and you never really consider yourself.
I want to get better at it. Yeah.
At comedy or acting.
Acting, and then having a stage presence. I don't know that I would ever be a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could do that.
Yeah.
I need other people around me because like being alone on stage freaks me out.
Yeah.
But like if somebody was up there with me and I was doing it with somebody, I think I could do it. Like,
like improv or something like that.
Yeah, stuff like that I could do.
No, I mean I like the idea. Like you might be more comfortable doing like a roast battle.
Yeah,
because you did.
I don't want to be.
You wrote really well for the roast. You had good jokes.
Yeah, but I wrote that.
Yeah, I know. But that's what you would do for a roast battle. No, roast battles you usually know who you're going to battle ahead of time, and then you pre-write jokes. I don't know. We were considering doing a roast battle sometime this year because we've never done a roast battle ever. And I was like, well, we were going to do it at Cooper's.
I need to see the premise of what I would need to do probably first.
Like see an example?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
like maybe practice or like have somebody like.
There's an episode. I think it's the season finale of the TV show Crashing of like season 2. There's only 3 seasons, but it's all about stand up and shit, and Pete Holmes and stuff. And there's pretty cool comics like Artie Lang's in it, and Bill Burr has an episode.
I also don't watch comedy stuff, so like
that's part of it.
It's kind of like I'm just coming up there and doing whatever I can.
Well, it's funny because you don't watch comedy, but then like you're at an open mic every week watching comedy. Like you really don't, but you do. Like you do. Like you don't watch it in your free time, but you probably watched more stand-up comedy than most people in the last year.
I've watched a lot of
like 14 months and then you've gone to shows with us. And then I go to shows with you and yeah like you saw like I mean how many times have you seen Dan Alton? Like you've seen him a few times. Like 4 or 5 I think. Yeah and then like we've done Gas City and we did Be Here Now. Like you've done there's so much comedy that you're around. I feel like some of that's going to be osmosis because I mean sometimes you tell me like after a show you'll be like, ooh, I have a bunch of ideas. Like, and I'm like,
that's what I do. Like, I'll go up there. Like, if I'm listening or something and not like actually taking pictures, I'll write down notes for myself.
Maybe you'd be really good as like one of the things we talked about is doing like a series, like a show series, like downtown. Like we have, because I don't want to give up too much because I don't want to give ideas to people.
Right. I think that if we did more episodes of like the WAP thing, that I would be better now. Yeah. Than I was before.
No, I mean, I don't mind it. We can do that whenever on the week. Like, on the weekends.
That's what I mean. Like if I had a 1-person thing that I could do, like practice and stuff.
But I think part of it is like if we did I think you'd be really good as like a punch up, like helping punch up like a writing room, like when we do that. I think that's part of like what I don't know if you realize it, but when you're listening to other people do comedy and then you start writing down jokes, they kind of piggyback sometimes off something they said that like is about you. And I feel like that would work well in like a writer's room. Yeah. That's what Brian cracks me up all the time because he's like, he tells me all the time, I don't know if I want to do stand-up anymore. He does want to do stand-up. He's such a fucking liar. But he's like, I don't want to know if I want to do stand-up as much as just I
think he's
write.
scared because he's getting bigger. Like he's like, yeah. It's becoming more serious.
Yeah, I think that's and that was the plan. Like, you know, and it was mostly.
But it's scary. It's scary when you get to that limit where you're like, I could do better, or I could just crap.
I guess it's scary for other people. I don't give a shit.
I know that you grew up on stage though. I know, you grew up doing music and singing.
Yeah, but I care when I don't do well. Like I don't care like to get on stage, but like obviously when I get up there, I want to do well. Yeah. Like I can, if I'm being honest and super critical, this last week when I went to Indy, like I got a couple of laughs in the beginning of the first show, and then there was a guy who kind of derailed, kept talking shit, and then I spent too much time fucking talking. I should have just left him alone, and then I kind of went into shit, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta get back to my actual jokes, and I lost some of my time doing it. It was bad. And then the second show I went up, and I just didn't. I think because of the first show, my energy just wasn't where I wanted to, and I got laughs still, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. Right. Like, and it's like that's the thing is like I'm driving an hour to Indy to do 2 mics, and basically when I do those mics, I'm signing up to be tired at work the next day. Like that's literally
absolutely So like the people driving all the way to Kokomo from like Lafayette and have to work, like that's crazy to me.
No, like the good news with that is like we're done by 10. Yeah, like they're home by 11.
How late do those run?
Cole starts. He signs up at 9 and it starts at 9:30. Wow. That's what I'm saying. If I sign up to do that mic, I'm basically signing up to be like tired for work the next day. And the next day's not like with ours. If I stayed up late and I was tired, that's fine. It's Friday. You just got to get through it.
Before we had a mic, I wanted to go up to the Blind Tiger one and see what it was about. And but it was on a Wednesday, and I had kids, and I lived by myself, and like I didn't ever get to do anything. So like having ours, early enough to where I can like. Yeah. Get home and get my kids to bed.
Well, that was the plan, and actually it was like if we open the doors at 7, people can get food and like drinks and have a good time and hang out, and listen to music, and then at 8 would start, and we'd cap it at 15 and be done by 9:30. Latest.
No 10. Shame on Blind Tiger or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know what they do. I've never been to the Elbow Room to do comedy. I don't think. Maybe
I think I've been to the Elbow Room like twice to drink.
Yeah, I don't go. I went there one time for like a New Year's thing, and this guy from work who was like a weirdo was like, "What are you doing in here?" And I'm like, "To New Year's." And he was like, "You're not of age." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm 25." And he was like, "No way."
I used to work at Miller's, so Miller's was right around the corner, so there would be people walking back and forth. So I think that was the only really time I ever went over there. I remember doing some shitty stuff in that alley though, in between them.
Well, I know between like the Tom Thumb, Miller's, and they were all like in that row, and then the VFW was technically right there too.
Yeah, and there's across the street there's a biker, like a black biker bar.
Hell yeah! Who is it? What's the name of that bar?
I don't remember.
What's the name of the?
But every once in a while, okay, this is every once in a while they'd have the bikers come into and Miller's, and I'm like 20 at the time. I'm 21. I just turned 21.
Yeah.
And they'd walk in. I didn't know any lingo or anything he was saying. They'd be like, does it get dark in here? And I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, at night we turn the lights down and we have like a band.
He's just so naive. You had no idea.
I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah.
And then later on, I was like, that guy asked if it gets dark in here. And I'm like, I don't know what. And they're like, they mean.
Yeah, racially. Racially.
Are there a lot of black men that go in there, like black people that go in there? I'm like, oh.
Oh, I have no idea.
I was like, I'm so stupid.
You went back to him and you're like, sometimes. I don't know. Well, I remember when Miller's had that issue with the bikers. Do you remember that?
What do you mean? Like, what happened?
I don't remember. It's been so long. We're talking like 7 years ago or something like that, maybe longer. But Brian and I did like a joke video where I was. That
had been after. That was.
Yeah. It was way after you worked.
After I worked there.
Yeah, you were at the factory.
Yeah.
By then, we were all at the factory, which I do think it's funny. We're all in trucking now.
When they sold it and the other guy bought it, it wasn't Miller's anymore. It was something else.
Yeah.
Or they kept the name or something.
I think they still called it Miller's.
But when they got in trouble for doing some shit.
Well, I think there was like an argument with some bikers. They told them to leave, and then like we just made a joke about like, what if we just get everybody together in a circle and we just pound it out? And it was like a joke about circle jerking. It's so stupid. We did some stupid shit. I wore a Wham shirt. That was the weirdest part. I wore a Wham shirt.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
I was part of that fight on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't remember why.
You don't remember why?
I just like putting myself in places that...
I'm wearing my.
Oh, there's a fight and it doesn't involve me. Yes.
I'm wearing my Shane Gillis shirt.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
You went there last night.
I went to the Shane Gillis show last night at Gamebridge. Which, want to hear something fucking crazy?
Yeah.
So we go to the show. It's at Gamebridge. I've never been to a comedy show at like an arena because like that doesn't really appeal to me.
That's
that much.
where we went to go see Blink-182.
Yeah, like I'll go to an arena to see a band or like a rapper or something like that. But it's weird to see an arena.
That's a very big.
Yeah,
place
it's huge. And so like we got like, okay, so they have like 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers of chairs. Mm-hmm. They have the 4 seats, which are actually on the basketball court because in the middle there's a square. Like, let me see. I think I have a couple of photos to kind of get an idea. Like, it's going to be hard to tell probably from the photos, but if you look at this, like you can kind of see. He's like, that's on the floor.
There's like a stage in the middle of
but you can kind of go around in circles, you know what I mean? And then let me see here. Like that's you know, you can see like that's a big thing they had up with all the stuff. But like, so he's doing comedy in this arena, which is cool as fuck. But so it's a circle. It's like a square circle basically. Mm-hmm. So he can go around in circles and like kind of he does comedy in a circle like this.
That's crazy.
Which isn't horrible. Like we talked about doing that at Cooper's at some point. Like putting the stage in the middle of the room. Like, but getting a smaller stage.
You should have got some wrestlers.
I know, just get them. No, I don't want all that.
Or a tiny stage and have midget wrestlers.
Yeah, like a tiny. No, we don't need that. You know, fucking no micro. It's micro. It's not. You can't use the other term.
I think I'm allowed to say it
because you're almost a
4'11". I'm allowed to say it.
Oh, fucking! I got a black friend. All right. I'm almost a midget. No, no, I'm
midget adjacent.
So yeah, I'm midget adjacent. I'm the dwarf among midgets. No, it's funny because like you have to do it in a circle. Mm-hmm. So they put chairs on the floor, which is like the floor seating, and then they had the next one up, which would be the floor seating for a basketball game, and then they have the upper deck, and then they have the way upper deck, or the lower deck and the upper deck. Mm-hmm. So it's filled number one, it was sold out in like the first. Are you kidding? Like it's filled all the way up to the nosebleeds.
Could you imagine being a comedian and selling that out?
Like that has to feel weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Like to be like, I'm gonna do jokes in front of 17,000 people.
That's insane.
17. It's like 17.
Is that your goal?
I mean, my goal is
17,001.
Arenas are weird to do. I think it'd be weird to do. We were joking about it because we're like, I wonder who's gonna come out, because that's what I was like. We're like, who's gonna? Because he's been having special. I think he was in Ohio the night before, in Columbus, I think maybe, and he had Matt Rife come out. I think they said.
Oh, weird.
Like or Matt Rife came out at one and like did like his feature. Like his feature was Matt Rife, which is cool, like a guest. So we're like, well, I wonder who's gonna be his feature. And so the first person that comes out is this guy named James McCann, who's like an Australian mite, like, and he has his special on Shane Gillian Keefe's. Like, so he's like he's done, or maybe it's Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. He has it on one of his. So he's one of his buddies. So we it wasn't that crazy. Very funny though. He kicked it off well. Then they brought out this guy named James Gardini, which they call Guard Dog. He's like the producer, one of the producers of the podcast and shit.
Yeah.
He's one of their buddies. He was all right. Like, he did all right. You could just tell. But he went up on stage and did this like thing where he's like, do you guys know what code switching is? And Shelby looked at me like, fuck. And I'm like, I know. I was like, no, I got to hear a guy do a version of some type of, which that's what comedy is. I have a joke. I have a joke. And James McCann did the thing about Kanye that I've been writing and telling Brian I'm working on. And then this guy, it's different. But like, they both did like similar premises. And I'm like, there's only so many that are in the zeitgeist right now. It's not that crazy.
Those but he goes up.
Yeah, well, he goes up and he's all right, and then comes the feature. I'm like, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Guess who the fuck it was?
Who was it?
Big J Okerson. I got to watch Big J
again
do it in an arena with 17,000, 18,000 people. So it was crazy.
Why didn't Jesse tell us?
I know, right? Jesse should have already had a free ticket, right?
Right.
But he always said, I know these are my buddies, and I'm just kidding.
I wonder if he had been in town since. No, he didn't say.
No, it'd been a minute. I mean, but it's still funny that he was just sold out Helium like 2 nights in a row or whatever, and then all of a sudden,
like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now he's doing the arena, which it's funny because he did some of the jokes.
But he does crowd work. How do you do crowd work with that much crowd?
He does. The thing about him is he has. It's like Dan Alton. Like, I don't want to shatter the dreams of anybody who watches Dan Alton, but Dan Alton will talk to crowd members, but really he has prepared material.
Okay. Oh my God, yeah.
I think that's what it is. Now some of it's probably
Did it sound similar?
He did the joke about there was one specific joke that I was like, ooh, I heard this one already. It was the Nazi joke about the guy that did tattoos. He's like, there's one. He's like, fuck all Nazis. He's like, well, except for one, like the guy that did the tattoos,
right?
Because I don't feel like that's really what his passion was. Like,
right.
It wasn't but an eagle on it.
So it was essentially, yeah.
But he did a bunch of new shit that we didn't. He went like weird with it. Like,
did he?
He was trying to make the crowd feel weird. It was pretty funny. I feel like
did he do better?
He did great at Helium, I thought.
Yeah.
What did you think about Helium?
He did okay. I lose my track of thought a lot.
Yeah.
During
comedy.
Comedies. So like, if he's going too much about one thing, then I completely don't listen to anything that else is being said.
He was cracking me up.
Like, you know how Matt quotes everybody's jokes?
Yeah.
He was doing Dan's, and I was like,
West?
Yeah, Dan West. Yeah. He was doing one of Dan West's jokes, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was part of the joke because by that time of his set, I've already blocked everything out.
Yeah, you're taking pictures. You're just thinking about like, is this in focus? Is that a good photo?
I know a lot of his. It was the milkshake one with the 2 hands. I was okay. Because he says that later in his set usually, and by then I'm just...
Yeah, it's like a, what do they call that? A callback? Like a callback. Yeah. Like
it was funny. His jokes are funny.
2 hands on one hand on my milkshake now.
Yeah.
Because he had 2 hands. It's funny because like Shane Gillis is known for holding the mic with 2 hands.
Does he?
Like you see, like he's not doing this, he's doing this, but like he'll be like, the photo they had of him. I see
it on the top.
Yeah, so the photo they have of him is him, like he holds the mic, and it's funny because like that's like... It's like something you're supposed to do when you're nervous, and like him being as big as he is, it's weird that he still does it. Like, but the nervousness, he looks like he's not as like last night was the least nervous I've ever seen him on stage.
Right.
He was very comfortable, very funny. He has this whole bit.
Maybe it's because he couldn't see anybody's faces.
Oh no, you could see really well in there. Like it was lit pretty well. Like, I mean, obviously he's in the middle of the stage, and you could see, it was funny because Jay did a bunch of stuff that he went like really dark with it, and they all kind of went in on like James McCann had a joke about how we can say, gay, and you can say retard again. And then he was like, and faggots like right there. He's like, faggots right there. And then he's like, and the N-word is, we're not going to touch that. Like, it was funny. Like, but it was like talking about the different slurs that are like coming back because he's like, they understand like black people being like, oh, you can't say the N-word because we were called that, and they're like, and you've never been called that, and they're like, okay, cool, and it's like, and then gay people are like, you can't say the F word because you've never been called that. I'm like, actually, I've been called that a lot. So that's like been. I feel like
they can't take those words away from us.
Yeah, like I've been called like faggot so many times. Like it's insane how many times I've been called that. Like I don't even know how to explain. And not just by
or
like
retard.
Everybody. Yeah,
how many times have been called retarded
or gay. Like all that happens, man. Like it's like
like they can't take those words away from me.
Yeah, the difference is when you're white and a black person uses the N-word to you feel cool. You feel like you're part of the
I'm like, whoa.
Are you sure?
Hold on.
Are you sure?
I am one. Thank you.
Like what's the white version of the N-word? I don't even like to see. I feel weird saying that now. Like, You know what I'm saying? Where you take the N word and you put a W in front of it, and that's what you call a white person who's pretending to be black. I almost feel like
I
you
won't
can't
say that either.
Like I've said it one time on the podcast, like 10 episodes ago, 15 episodes, and I was like, I don't know if I should say. Like it felt weird to say. It's like, did we used to say that all the time?
We
like,
did.
It's weird that we used to say that, and it was like okay because we put a W there. It's all right.
I remember growing up and having people saying the N word all the time.
Yeah, I don't.
But like, I mean, I'm not saying it's okay.
Yeah.
But like, I remember like, I went to a country school that we had one black guy.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people would say it like they would like jokingly.
Yeah.
And I think that's because my entire family were racist.
Yeah. When you grow up and you find out that the horrible
that's
shit
not
in your
normal.
life
Like
wasn't
nobody
normal.
else had that happen.
That's actually one of the jokes Shane did last night too. He did a joke about how like the whole town believes something stupid that you're like, you get older and you're like, that's clearly not true. Why was everybody saying that? Like, what the hell? Like, why did everybody agree that that's okay? I don't know. It was really fun. Shane was hilarious. Big J was definitely controversial. He got into some weird, like kid touching jokes.
Oh,
that were
no.
like, but he's like explaining to the crowd, like, these kids are like fake, right? Like these aren't real kids I'm talking about. And then he like does these horrible scenarios and like, it was so fucking, you could just tell like he was trying to be, it felt like he was like, went out there and was like, I'm going to be as controversial as possible. So when Shane comes
he was
up,
walking the crowd.
No, yeah. He was like, I get 3 ex-wives. I'm just kidding. He wasn't walking the crowd, but I feel like what he was doing was he was like, I'm going to go to the line, pass it kind of.
Yeah.
And so that when Shane gets up, you won't feel like he's going too far.
Yeah.
Cause Shane he did some jokes that were pretty hilarious.
Oh, so Jay was out there trying to make sure Shane didn't get his feelings hurt.
That's what I feel
he
like.
was protecting him because he's like his little baby.
Yeah, I feel like he was like, this is my buddy. Well,
This is my friend.
they all like,
I'm gonna make it worse.
That's what Shane used to be on Legion of Skanks all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's what he used to be.
Well, isn't that one of the places where he was like big?
Yeah, I mean,
Matt said he met him.
Yeah, he was
Well,
at.
he was
Yeah,
at-
he's been, and I know Messi's met him too. You want to know how I know? Because he never stops talking about it.
I know they always they fucking bring it up constantly.
I'm kidding, Messi. I gotta fuck
All
with
of
these
them,
guys.
they all do.
Yeah, I actually met him.
Actually, I was on Legion of Skanks.
Actually,
I was
my
Battle
band,
of the band.
my band won Battle of the Badass Bands. Actually, I'm just gonna. They're gonna be so mad. They're gonna be so mad later. They're gonna watch this and be like, these fucking guys.
I do it when he's saying it. I'm like, oh, we know, Matt. We know you're cool.
So they shot the Outhouse Super Show yesterday, right?
Yes.
Who's the guest this week?
13
Gallon.
It's the band that's playing this Saturday.
Oh.
They debuted a new song.
Debuted?
It's
just debuted.
Debuted.
You know, to fucking add the extra ED on it.
Why not?
They did.
They debuted.
The debutanted.
Who was it? God damn it. He told me like 15 times.
Yeah, that's what I should have known. You don't listen. It's just like
I think
comedy
it's 13
sets.
Gallon. No, it's not. I don't fucking know. I don't.
13 Gallon is the name of that band, not 15 Gallons.
Huh?
13 Gallon is the name of a band.
I know.
Okay.
Because that's the one he
Did you say 15 Gallon?
No, I said 13.
Oh, I thought you said 15
But
Gallon.
there's another. It's the ones with the bigger guys.
Yeah, I like bigger guys, but I don't remember.
Fuck.
You don't have to remember. It's not that serious. I
it
thought
is
you would
serious.
know. I thought I was living you a layup. I didn't
No,
realize.
you're not. You're just.
I literally alley-ooped that shit.
Don't
and
call
you were
me out like this.
I don't ever ask me
Don't
questions.
put me on the spot.
Stop talking to me.
I know. Don't do trivia.
There's been some crazy ass news this week. Do you want to go over a couple things? I definitely want to talk about one thing. Did you hear about the American YouTuber who was arrested after visiting an isolated island tribe, and he was trying to leave like a can of
Why?
Diet Coke?
They didn't kill him.
Well, that's my thing. Is like you. It's kind of like it's a controversial topic because legitimately, like, is it wrong to go see an isolated tribe? Because like, is it okay to isolate a tribe? Is it okay to continue to isolate them? Is it okay to not like bring them to like the world? Like, is it okay? Because there's a whole world outside of their isolationist like life.
I don't know. Was it okay?
Of medicine, of all kinds of shit.
I don't know.
It's hard to know. It's like a weird
We should
moral.
have done the same thing to Epstein on his island.
Brought him a Diet Coke.
Yeah. Somebody get this man a Snickers. He's not acting right.
Hey, does anybody have any young pussy we can get this guy? I know he wants that. No, it's like...
You know what they should have done? They should have sent a bunch of like short girls over there that looked like they were underage to cure these men.
Yeah, just like really short. Like that little miniature, that little girl with the big eyes that have you ever seen that girl? The one that looks like a child, but she's a grown adult woman.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Yes, the little tiny girl.
Yeah.
Oh, the lesbian one. I love her.
No, she's not a lesbian.
Yeah, she is. She's married to a woman.
The one I'm talking about is a lesbian.
Oh.
Oh.
I know one that's like little tiny and she looks like a doll.
I thought that her partner was a trans man.
Is it?
Is she? Or is he? Are they? Is the
That's
real
not.
good.
I didn't mean.
Are
it,
they?
I didn't mean.
When you
it.
say is it? Are it? Is it? No, it's not. Yeah, you fucking
I'm a bitch.
transphobic little fucking tiny person. No, I mean you guys are the same size, so you can talk shit. But no, those are like tiny people. Those are even tinier than like.
Yeah.
Those aren't even munchkins or midgets or dwarves or.
But she's like her body is like it's normal size, but she's just small.
Yeah, there's a girl that looks like that's got big eyes, and she might be gay now. The last I heard that she dated a guy, and she was like having an issue dating guys because she's afraid she'll get with a guy that.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
She looks like
there's a lot of those people that are like, these guys get made fun of and called pedophiles because they're dating these girls that look like they're underage, and I get like little like clips for them all the time, like.
They pop up on your videos and shit.
Like, hey, all the guys that you're dating are pedophiles. I'm like, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, but you don't look like a
No, I look like
person.
a grown woman.
You look like a grown woman that's just like
I'm just
short.
small.
Yeah. It is weird when I'm like at work, there's a really tiny lady that works in there, and every once in a while I'll turn around and I'll look at her. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. She's smaller than you, like way smaller than you.
Yeah.
But like it does freak me out because when you like from behind, you look, it's like a child's in the fucking in a factory, and you're like, no, get out of here. You can't be in here. There's no candy. Get out of here. This is Willy Wonka's factory. Get the fuck out.
Go and get
on out of here. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's weird that we have so many factories in this tiny ass. Doesn't it feel weird that we shouldn't have this many?
Yeah,
factories?
it feels weird that I, as a woman, am working in a factory where men should be.
Yeah,
like I should have been doing something else.
Well, actually, you took a place of a man through DEI. This is diversity, equity, and inclusion.
I think we got rid of that, so I think that I should get fired.
Yeah, they're going to fire. They're like, sorry, we're going to drop all you women. Now, if there weren't any women in these factories, nothing
oh my
would
God,
get done.
nothing would get done at all.
We need the women in there just to motivate the men to work hard, you know? We're all pieces of shit that we need motivation.
Come on.
Come on,
we
man.
We gotta get up now.
Come on, bro. Did you watch the Come On, Bro podcast this week?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
You didn't watch it at all.
I loved that episode with Barry.
You don't even watch podcasts. That's the funny thing is you're always on podcasts.
Books.
I read books. Hey, you listen to books. Don't fucking lie.
I listen to books.
Yeah, I listen to books. I listen to books nowadays. Imagine saying that to people 20 years ago or 40 years ago.
I've started a book club at work.
Yeah.
With one of my coworkers and his wife.
What kind of book is it?
We're all reading books anyways, so we're like, hey, you guys want to read the same book so we can be like, hey, this was stupid.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the books. We don't discuss the books. We're just like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Well, that's discussing it, but yeah.
And then we're like, do you want to do it again? And we're like, okay.
Yeah. Like, can we read 50 Shades of Grey?
No, we do not read smut.
50 Shades of Grey. It's not smut.
I'm not reading smut.
But that's like popular
50
smut.
50 Shades of Grey is smut.
Is it?
And smut has become popular. And
how many pages are sex in that book? Like, if you had to like break down that book, like if there's like 500 pages, how many of the pages are sex?
I read the first one. 50 Shades of Grey is like light smut.
Yeah.
It's like smut for like everyday smut readers.
Like popular smut. Like pop smut.
It's like pop smut. And then there is the smut that's more advanced, and that is the smut that is almost every other page is them having sex or talking about sex or talking about how they used to have sex or talking about.
It's weird when I see somebody at work that has one of those books.
Okay, so I was told to read what is it? Haunting Adeline. Okay. And it's a popular TikTok one or something, and it's about a girl, something about I thought it was going to be more about like ghosts and stuff. It ends up being about a girl and like it's not ghosts. It's like somebody, it's like I don't even fucking know.
You didn't even read this book.
No, I read it and I wanted to get into the story, but I was halfway through.
Yeah.
I was halfway through, text my friend and said, this is how this book ends and this is how the next book is going to go, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, because it was so much sex in between like people talking, but there was two different people.
And you're listening to this at work?
I'm listening.
Oh, so it's
an audiobook. It's even worse.
Philip pulls
so it's like,
for erect
so there's a woman's
and
voice and then there's a man's voice, and the man's voice is like, and I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
I'm Batman.
And I just want to know what's happening. And then the fact that halfway through the book, I already know how it's going to end. Yeah. I'm like, I don't need to read any more of this.
You want the Cliff Notes for the actual story? Like, can you just take out the sex?
Take the sex out and let me hear the story? Because the story at first, it was like, okay, I could get into this.
They hand it to you and it's like 10 pages. And you're like, what the fuck?
And then I started reading this other book. And as soon as it was good. It was like a girl she's a writer. And this other girl is a writer. And she's been injured in this thing. And then she was going to go...
Is it gay?
No, it was. The story seemed good, and then she was gonna go be her ghostwriter because the other girl got into an accident, so she was going over all of her old notes, and she found a journal of the woman, and apparently the reason she got injured was not because of what has happened, but the entire book of her journal is just her fucking her husband, and then this girl ends up fucking her husband too. I'm like.
Yeah, that's can we not?
This could have been a good story.
Why did it's weird? Are
you guys just not having sex?
Like I did that stupid ass joke about is he mansplaining or does he just have autism? And then I was like, no, I'm mansplaining. And then I was like joking, and the joke is that I'm actually autistic because I'm like obsessed with the fact that like weird shit. But like I was like, women, you guys don't read like real shit. You guys like the type of books you guys read is like made up fucking fairy tale story. You guys never grow up. Women never grow up. You guys never fucking grow up. Like most women you grow into being more gross, but you don't like grow up. Like you like, oh, now instead of like her putting her hair down, it's her pussy hair. Now and it's like bush, and it's like, it's weird to me how men get called out all the time for being like overly sexual because we like to see like tits and ass and stuff, and then like,
you guys are just more open about it.
Well, we're also more visual, and you guys are more like, you guys need to like be warmed up to shit. Like it's like weird to me that you guys are like, I want to read like how many words can you say and pull his penis out and put it inside?
Men are more logical and women are more emotional.
I mean,
so we think more emotionally, so we have to read books and we have to be like led into this to like be in the mood, while men can just be like, oh, let's do it.
We see a butt and we're like, let's go. Men or woman, I don't care.
Look, there's a butt, I'm hard. Let's go.
That's simple.
Women have to be warmed up because we need to be wet.
I think part of it is the fact that like you guys like initially like within like the animal kingdom, you guys would have to be like interested, like ovulating. So interest really just like you'd be in tune with your body,
right?
And then you'd be like, I want to do it, and us guys would just have to be ready whenever you were, so that we could so that's why visually we're like, okay, we're ready. Like as soon as you're ready, we're just waiting on it's like we're at a stoplight and it's red, and we're like, is it green? Is it green? Is it green? And then we're like ready to go. Whereas you guys are more like, I don't know if I want to go to this line or not. Like, is it? Oh, it's a green light now.
I don't think that I've ever thought that in my life.
No,
I don't think. I'm not like other women.
I'm not like other girls.
You don't ever say. I never said that in my life.
What's that? You told me. You actually educated me on that topic. The pick me girl.
Girls?
You taught me. What is a pick me girl?
Oh shit! I don't want to be that girl.
Don't say their names. I'm just kidding. We know them. I know, like, but
the girls that are like doing things just to make guys like into them. Like, look at me. I don't swallow, and they're like. Yeah. I don't have a gag reflex. Like stupid shit to make them think like they're not like other girls. Like I'm not like other girls.
I like sports.
I like sports, and I like to go mudding, and I like.
But they don't really like it.
No, not at all. They're doing it just to like
get attention, male attention, the male gaze.
Yeah, you're doing it just not because you like it, but because other people like it.
Yeah.
And you want to, I don't know.
It's weird because, like, I've met, like, I always call, like, girls who become their boyfriend, I just call them chameleon girl. Like, oh, it's a chameleon girl. And I have, like, a song that jokes about that, like, the high five, like, the second verse is about girls like that. Like, that just basically everything they do is for attention, whether it's their their hair, their nails, their tattoos, their fucking gym, the tanning, the fucking
like, oh, you like
Starbucks.
This? Well, I also like that, and now I'm obsessed with it.
It's like I don't hate women things. Like I like Starbucks. I don't mind somebody with a tan. I think tans look good on girls. I like makeup. I like fun hair. I like none of that matters to me. I think it's when you like your motivations for doing it. It's like weird to me. If like if your entire motivation is to seek the male gaze and then you're like, why do guys not leave me alone? Like that's the thing that pisses me off is like, when you know what you're doing. Oh my God! I posted a picture of my butthole, but nobody will. But nobody will stop messaging me. Yeah, I can't stand it when like there'll be there'll be a girl that like posts a photo of like literally all her photos are like obviously overly photoshopped to make like them look different, and then their tits are out, and then they're like, why do guys keep messaging me? Like I'm not even available, and I'm like, because your tits are out. Like your tits are available. But then I can also see the part where I'm like, fuck dudes messaging me at all.
Like, don't. Just
like, if you have like on your social media, if it says you're with a guy,
my tits out without you bothering me.
I mean, I get it, but also like if there's a difference. Like, I will, like, some people will post like pictures of like scantily clad pictures and be like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the context of the posting them, and like if you're constantly posting like pictures with your like tits out like this, like you're making it look like they're like that, and you're doing it all the time. Yeah. And then you're like, why are guys like? Nobody wants me for my personality. Guys just want me for sex.
Like, it's because you're making yourself a sexual object. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you have to be. It's the lack of self-awareness.
Yeah, it's the realism about it.
Like, you have to understand that's what you're doing. If I post a picture of my ass on Facebook, I'm going to know that people are going to look at my ass and make comments about my ass. Yeah, yeah. Like, but it's doing it and then pretending you're innocent.
Like, you have no idea. Like why would they do this?
You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's the ignorance, the lack of self-awareness. It's like I want to seem innocent and stupid. Like, no, you're not. You're not dumb.
You're not a dumb person. Like, you know what you're doing. You're an adult.
And I don't think that's against women. I don't think women are stupid for posting that stuff. I think post more of it.
But we shame guys. Like, if a guy posts a photo with his shirt off and he's like showing his muscles, we make fun of guys that do that. But when women do it, we're like, it's all attention, and then they're like, why do people think it's like, come on, man. Like, you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Like, you're not an idiot.
Same with men. You know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing.
When you're posting these pictures and stuff, you know what you're doing. Stop acting like you don't.
Like, oblivious as fuck to this shit.
Like, you have to, it's the self-awareness of people that annoys the shit out of me.
There's this old Dave Chappelle bit where he talks about, like, you go into the club and he'll see a girl dressed all like looking good, like titties is out, ass is up, and he's like, hey girl, and she's like, oh, just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean I'm a whore. And he's like, yes, ladies, you're right, you're not a whore. Just because you're dressed that way, you're not a whore. I get it. But if I was outside and I was in a police uniform and somebody ran up to me and was like, help me, somebody just stole my, can you help me? And he's like, oh, you're just going to assume I'm a police officer because I'm wearing a police uniform? He's like, yeah, you're not a whore, ladies, but you're wearing a whore's uniform. Like, that's the joke, is like, yeah, I get what you're saying. And then on top of it, like, the other part of that, like, dressing wild and then just trying to, I've seen this tactic being used by like people on social media where, like, I'll be like on Snapchat and it'll be somebody I don't follow and it'll be like a dude's name and it'll be like a girl with like her tits halfway out. And I'm like, they're doing that. So you'll click on their, it's the last photo in the rung of the rung, because that's the one they show, but the 10 before are all like promotions for shit. And I'm like, bro, you guys are, it's such a weird flex to do that. Like, it's weird to try to get people to click on your shit by using somebody else's body. That's so weird. It's gross. To me. It's fucking weird.
It's disgusting.
Dude. It's like when we were kids and how normalized like it was to like go to our grandpa or our dad or like our uncle's house, and in their garage they have a picture of a bunch of like playmates like half naked, and it's like and it's like
what, looking weird. At porn with the buds.
Yeah, it's like looking at porn but like not porn. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like
when I work on my cars, I also see some titties.
Yeah, like, I want to work on my car and I want to be half hard.
I think that shit weirded me out when I was little. It still does.
Yeah. They addressed it really funnily on The Office. Like, they were like trying to get rid of all the sexualized stuff in The Office, and I remember at one point Michael Scott
downstairs, like in the packing rooms. Remember?
Well, that's what. Yeah, it was the picture of Jan, and then he ends up like, we got to get rid of sexualized things. He's like, but no, we can't, because like Stanley, you got that picture of that girl in that school dress outfit. She's hot. Like, I like seeing it every day. And he's like, that's my daughter, and they're like, oh shit, and it's like. That's hilarious. Yeah. Like, it's a hilarious bit to be like, he's like, I'm taking it down now. He's like, damn, oh fuck, you know what I mean? Like, he kind of accidentally messed up his point. Yeah. But it's like, that's how people are. Like, legitimately, people are like, I think nowadays we've found a way, like, sex is so much more open now, and like sexuality, nudity, like Twitter is like a fucking bastion of nudity. Right. Like, Reddit, you can curate the nudity and shit. And I feel like because of that, we've taken away that middle ground of like, she's wet, so you can kind of see her nipples, but like she's dressed, so it's allowed to be up at work. And it's the last people that look like that, the people that do that shit, they're all dying off, and I feel like that shit's going away. You know, it's funny to me. You know, at work, how everybody's got a toolbox. Yeah. And you only get a toolbox if you have inherited it from somebody else, or you buy it from somebody. Yeah. Do you have a toolbox? No, some people buy them though. I have 3. You have 3? What the fuck? I have a cabinet, I have a filing cabinet, and a toolbox. See, you are literally what I was talking about like 10 years ago. I was or not even 10 years, maybe been 6 years. I was like, I'll never get a toolbox or a cool cabinet because I am not a female. And it's like all these old fucking creep guys keep retiring, and instead of finding somebody young, they're like, here's a girl.
My filing cabinet was stolen because it was a filing cabinet that me and 2 other people that used to be in the department used together. Yeah. And both of them weren't using it anymore because they got moved. So I stole it.
Yeah.
The second one, the toolbox I got, was because the guy was trying to give it to somebody else, and I was like, no, I need one too. And he's like, okay, first person that brings in a lock gets it. And I brought him my lock in the next day.
Hell yeah.
And so I beat the other guy, and he was pissed. Oh,
I bet he was. Especially now you have 3. Go find him.
No, that was 2.
Okay.
And then the third one is a cabinet that a girl that got, she's technically suing the company for getting fired, and she hasn't been at work for like 3 years, and it had her old moldy refrigerator still running in it. So we cleaned that one out, but it's still empty because it still stinks.
Yeah.
But that's my third cabinet, but that's me and somebody else's.
Yeah.
But my toolbox, it was a red toolbox, and I spray painted it purple. So I now have a purple toolbox at work. But when I got it, it was full of Playboys and like the Sports Illustrated magazines, and I'm like, I still kept them in there. So like, I
take the Playboy. You're gonna get yourself in trouble.
No, because anytime anybody opens it, I'm like, don't steal my Playboy.
Oh my God, Cortni! God, you just like to straddle that line.
Like 2013.
It's weird as fuck to me that like 2013.
It's crazy that why would you bring that to work?
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's a magazine technically. No, it's not. It's tits. Like
it's naked bodies at like in your place of employment. That your height, like you've had that in there. You purposely brought that to work.
But I do want to. There's something.
Like, do you want to look with porn with your coworkers?
It's weird.
If you looked at,
if you were sitting at a table just looking at a fucking Playboy, it would be weird. So like, why? Where would you watch it? Have
you had the stories of people getting caught watching porn at work?
Yeah.
Like that's fucking. We make fun of people like that, and these older people like just brought their porn to hang out with their friends and look at.
It's like, what do you take it to the bathroom? Like, what are you doing?
Why? Like, are you showing it to your they're in there showing it to their butts?
Bro, I got this one.
Bro, look at this chick's titties.
Look at China from wrestling.
Like you've never seen a pair of boobs in your life.
It's so weird to me what was normalized like 25 years ago and what's like to me is like weird as shit now. Because like that's very weird to like obviously like I'm like I don't have a problem with like nudity or sexualization.
No,
that's perfectly fine. But it's like the weird versions of it where it's like muted versions of sex that where you're like you want to be hard at work, like you want a boner at work.
I don't want to have a boner at work.
God, you fucking Blue Chew.
It's so weird.
I wrote a joke the other day. You want to hear this? You want to hear the stupid ass joke? Why does Blue Chew only advertise on white podcasts?
Why?
Because the boys in the hood are always hard. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid joke. It's such a stupid joke. I was thinking about it. I'm like trying to figure out. Or the other one was why don't they advertise on black-owned podcasts? And so the boys in the hood are, I don't know. We are just fucking around with because we were waiting for the guy because like they're supposed to start the Shane Gillis show at 8 o'clock last night. They didn't start till like 8:15, which is typical of comedy shows.
Right.
You've been a comedy show.
I've been there.
We always start like 5, 10, 15 minutes late. So they started late and Shelby's like, what if you just went up there and just started doing comedy?
You should have.
I was like, if they asked me, I was like, if I was asked to do comedy, I would not be afraid to go up there and do it. I'd be like, I would hate if I bombed, but I would do it because I'm like, when are you going to get that opportunity?
Right.
Let me just bomb in front of everybody in my state that I live in.
But you would go viral for bombing.
Yeah.
You'd be famous.
I'd be like, hey, you know how most comics say don't record this, go live right now. I want people to see me doing this stupid shit. Exciting things are happening at the Kokomo Press. Yeah, very exciting things. Not only are we bringing you comedy shows, an open mic once a week, skits, videos, funny jokes on our page, and satire news stories, but now you can support us by going to kokomopress.shop. It's that simple. You go to kokomopress.shop, you find a t-shirt, you find a hat, maybe in the future some stickers and some posters. You go on there, you buy one of those from us, and percentage of the proceeds will go to us and help support what we do. We appreciate every person who just likes, subscribes, does all that. But if you go to kokomopress.shop and you buy something, we'll know who you are. You send us a photo of it. We will post it on our page and shout it out. Thank you so much. Go to kokomopress.shop, buy all your shirts and hats needs, and support the Kokomo Press. Thank you guys so much. kokomopress.shop. Shit. No, it's funny because like I could go up like, because I've been doing comedy like regularly for the last like 14 months and like beyond and shit. Like, I've been doing comedy for 6, almost 7 years, something like that. Maybe coming up on 6, technically. I'm supposed to be getting good now. We'll see. But
you've reached the peak.
They say it takes like 7 years to like find your voice and shit. And I feel like I know my voice pretty well, like, where I am. It's funny how different me, Sean, and Brian are. Like, we're so different as comics. Like, we do different versions of stuff. But we're all kind of comics from the same area. And Michael, even, he's so different than all. Like, we all have different perspectives on where we come from and how we do comedy. And I feel like I was thinking, I was like, if I had to go up there and do it, I have material. I could just go up there and start going. It wouldn't be the end of the world. It's crazy how different rooms, or different setups.
Yeah.
Like, if I walk into an open mic like I did last Wednesday when I was in Indy, like, you're surrounded by comics. So it's different than if, like, when we went to the 648 Bourbon Lounge with Brandon, and I just felt way more comfortable doing comedy because I knew that I was there to do comedy and there wasn't everybody doing comedy. It's like, these people are here to watch comedy. So it's weird. I need to have that mindset in my head where if I go on stage, no matter what, these people are here to see comedy. But like,
it's different when you're doing comedy for comics. It
is. You have to be a different comic.
Yeah.
You can't really work on your shit. I mean, you can, but like last night was the first time. There's a comic I really, really like out of Indy. The first time watching Shane last night was the first time I realized, like, this comic that I really like out of Indy, it very much so is like a little bit of a baby Shane, like a baby Shane Gillis. And it's nothing against them. Like, they're really funny. It's not a big deal. I don't want to bust anybody's name out, but like, they're a really funny comic. But like, when you see their mannerisms, how they react, how they do things, I was like, wait, I've watched Shane a ton. But watching this comic and watching Shane like live and like watching his mannerisms, how he moves and shit, like in person, made me feel like I was watching this other comic that's indie. And I'm like, damn, man, you see. And he's not the first. There's also indie comics that I think that remind me of like Anthony Jeselnik. There's indie comics that remind me of other people. Like, and I don't know if it's a reminder or if it's like they probably listen to that person and probably adopt some of the mannerisms and the way they do things.
Or they like their mannerisms, so they just want to like...
I just want to know who I'm like, and I'll never know.
No, you won't.
I don't know if I'm like anybody or if I'm just myself, or... It's hard to tell. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what's seeping in.
I think me and Matt had this conversation.
Who did he say?
I can't remember.
No. It's funny, because is it somebody I watch?
I think so.
Because something
that you like, you really like.
I'm trying to think. I don't know who I would do comedy like.
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell for myself. That's the thing is like, I wouldn't know because like I watch so much comedy that I don't have anybody I particularly watch all the time. I guess the closest I would say that I get to anybody would be like maybe Neil Brennan. He's like my favorite, but I don't think Maddie would bring up Neil Brennan.
I don't think it was
Neil Brennan like as far as like material is good. I wonder who you'd be talking about.
I don't remember.
But it's interesting because if you ever ask him, let me know, because I'd like to know what I seem like to certain people, because I could seem like that to him and you, and then to somebody else it could seem like. But like Brian doesn't remind me of anybody.
Really?
Like, did he remind you of somebody?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I also don't know comics, so.
Sean gets told that he was told by that comic that came up and said, "Hey, you kind of look like Nick Mullen," which made me laugh. Like, look like him. Doesn't mean I act like him or do comedy like him, but you look like him. I was like, hilarious. Is the same one that told Sean that he reminds him of like Tom Segura, which I can see like a Tom Segura Burt, but that's also two comics that Sean really likes, so it makes sense a little bit. But I don't see him like them. I don't at all. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. But if I do see a comic, it might be because, you know, when you get too close to a picture, you can't see the full thing. That might be what it is. Whereas with these indie comics, I'm like, I've got the full scope because I don't see them all the time. So when I see them, I'm like, you remind me of this.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's the same with music. Like, you hear like local music and you hear what their influence is.
Now, who do we sound like? Who's Grey Garden sound like?
What did I say? I think it was Glassjaw. I said
Glassjaw.
Like.
Yeah, I don't even listen to Glassjaw like that. It's just crazy.
I can't remember. There was another band.
I know Maddie does. Maddie listens to them.
It was more so his voice sounded like you.
Yeah. I don't really, like I said, I heard like a couple of songs. I do want to promote this real quick before I forget. Grey Garden is going to be at the Doom Room, halfway to Halloween, Hard and Heavy, featuring Grey Garden, Coyote Man, Sick, Moses, Strands of Serenity at the North End Pub. That's Saturday, May 10th. Doors open at 7 p.m. It's a $10 cover. You are welcome to wear costumes, which is pretty cool. And the music is going to start at 7:30. It is 21 plus. It's in Lafayette, Indiana. It's going to be a blast. Like, I always enjoy it. I mean, the last time we did a show there, you were there. You hung out with us. That was before you and Maddie were together.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the last time you played there?
That's the last. I mean, Grey Garden took a 2.5 year hiatus.
True.
Hiatus.
Hiatus.
A hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because of that,
it was fun. I liked the shows there.
It was the St. Patty's Day show. Mm-hmm. Remember that? Mm-hmm. That was a fun show, dude. It was a while. We had you were there. Shelby actually went to that show. I think, I don't know, was Jessica there? I think Jessica might have been at that one. There. I know Michelle came out to that one. That was a cool.
Okay, yeah.
It was a wild show. I liked that. They have like a little arcade in there, which don't do it while I'm on stage, you motherfuckers.
I will.
Play. No.
Why?
No.
I like playing arcade.
I know, but that's cool. I like that you like playing arcades, but just don't do it while I'm on stage. You and I are actually going to, after this podcast, you and I are heading to Gas City to do another show called Garage Talk.
Yeah.
I'm excited. The guy came up to me at the show we did in Gas City and was like, hey, what's up? And then he messaged you and I was like, that's weird.
Because he wants me, not you.
Yeah, who doesn't want it?
I know. I'm funnier than you.
Everybody wants me. I can't help it. You're doing a pick me. Oh my God. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know.
I was worried. I was like, why does he want me and not you?
Yeah. Why doesn't he want the guy he met and talked to? It's always funny. Actually, I heard that you're opening a new exhibit in your vagina.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not it.
My the penis museum.
It's weird to me that like the most visited museum in Iceland is the penis museum. They just like be taking penises. I heard they were like trying to like get like certain penises like while you're alive. They wanted somebody to like donate a penis while they're alive.
I want to see inside the museum. Let's go.
We're gonna go to Iceland for that. Mm-hmm. Greenland, we're taking it. No, I'm just kidding. Can we take Iceland too? Yeah. I want to take all the lands. This was a big thing I was talking. This was actually from that thing I said earlier. But did you hear about the fact that a UCLA study found that chewing gum releases hundreds of microplastics into saliva per piece, regardless of whether it's synthetic or natural? So, like, if you enjoy like gum, you're pretty much just throwing microplastics.
You're like doing that regardless of whatever you're doing. Isn't it like when you're driving, you're throwing up millions of microplastics into your car?
We talked about that a while back, but like the tires actually release more microplastics than anything. But it's just weird because if you're putting gum in your mouth, you're literally like putting it in your mouth. Like, yeah. And then I saw another, I don't know, I get obsessed with microplastics. It's so weird, but this is the other one. A spoon worth of plastic has been discovered in humans' brains dead after 2024, 50% more than people who died in 2016. So now they're finding more. I love that
this is like a new thing.
It's new. It's like, okay, so like we find out like, so we make plastics through the use of petroleum. It's like a byproduct of petroleum. So we take petroleum, we turn it into plastics, and we use it in society. And we know it doesn't break down well. That's why we try to recycle it, because it doesn't break down.
And now they're starting to realize that it's like in our brains.
And now we're finding out that microplastics are ending up like all over. Like it's in our, we're going to end up like they're finding it in semen. They're finding it in like babies.
That's crazy.
Like they're finding it in your lungs. They're finding it in your brain. Like it's just microplastic. And they're saying 50% more after 2024, it says a spoon worth of plastic has been discovered in human brains dead after 2024. 50% more than people who. So it was a teaspoon from a tablespoon to a teaspoon. I'm just kidding. What did they say? A spoon worth? Why don't they say like a tablespoon or a teaspoon? Like we would know a little bit more.
What kind of spoon?
Yeah, like what are we talking about?
Like a baby spoon?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they said tablespoon or teaspoon, we would know because those are actual measurements. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid.
They'll measure anything except for like the metric system.
I remember when I was a kid, I thought that the big spoons were tablespoons and the little spoons were teaspoons, but actually it's like just the measurement.
Oh.
Like those aren't actually like specific.
That's dumb.
Yeah, isn't that confusing?
I thought it was too.
I know. Like,
I was like, hold on.
It's weird when you find out when you get older that things are not what you thought they were.
Yeah.
I just think it's wild that they're finding microplastics in our fucking brains.
That's insane.
Like a teaspoon of it. That's so much in your body.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be.
Is that a vagina pipe?
Yeah. We talked about that the other day. I don't want to put it on the screen, but it says y'all hitting the coochie pipe. I guess technically it's.
I think I have that saved in my phone.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
You did.
I did. I sent it to you the other day. I think I sent it to our secret.
Yeah, that's why it's in my phone.
Group. It's in our not appropriate group that we're not allowed to talk about.
Oh yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about our inappropriate group. I can't think about it. No, it's funny.
That's fine.
Did you see this one? This one's an interesting story. There's a vape with a Tamagotchi inside it that dies if you stop puffing.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, everybody's gonna get lung fucking disease because of the Tamagotchis.
I don't want to kill my baby. I have to vape.
It says, Papa, I want to live on the thing. It probably has microplastics in it.
It probably does.
Like it's called grapefruit and blossom. What the fuck does blossom taste like?
I don't know. You want to go to Starbucks after this?
I kind of do if we have time.
Okay.
I went.
You won't let me change my clothes, so I might as well get coffee.
You want to change your outfit to go to another podcast that we're going to be late to if you change your outfit. So no.
Yeah, I'm going to be late regardless. I'm a woman.
Yeah, that's true. But so like we have like I would say we probably have like. What?
At least I know at this one I won't show my ass.
Yeah. Keep your ass up, dude.
If I wear a onesie.
This was an interesting one. Did you see? This was a scandal that popped up. Indianapolis Zoo scandal. Indianapolis Zoo CEO mauled by chimp after allegedly feeding it inappropriate snacks. An anonymous Reddit post exposed the chimpanzee bit off the Indiana Zoo's CEO's fingers during a text. So they were trying to hide it, and I guess it got put out during Reddit on a Reddit thread.
Damn.
They didn't want people to know that they were doing things they weren't supposed to. Probably giving these fucking things.
Why was the CEO there playing with chimps?
The CEO's like, hey, you want some flaming hot Cheetos? You want some Takis? my son fucking loves Takis and flaming hot Cheetos.
This is mine.
Dude, I got. Did you see this? Check this out. Where the fuck did it? Hold on, I gotta pull it. It's up here. Hold on. Just look at Cortni right now. Check this out. Check this the fuck out. Look. Flaming hot Cheetos flavored pretzels.
That's fucking weird.
Dude, I bought these. I mean, they're already bad. I never opened them. They went bad in December. I bought them to try them and just completely forgot about them. I only think about it every once in a while. And I'm like, I need to try those. And then I'm like, I don't want my butthole to hurt, so I'm not going to do it.
Same.
Yeah. That's the thing about that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have a hurt butthole.
Yeah.
You know?
It sucks.
Sucks in. Yeah, dude. We've got... I just can't imagine like giving snacks to a chimpanzee thinking that's going to be like giving human snacks. Like, I mean, I guess people do that shit with their dogs and cats and shit. There are people that like smoke weed and like blow it in their dog's face.
That's fucking, that's like animal abuse.
You almost said child
Or that's
abuse.
what the internet says.
Is it?
The internet is very adamant that is animal abuse.
Like, how do you, like, what constitutes abuse? You know what I mean?
I don't know. What if the cat wants it?
What if the cat's like, fucking, hey, can I get some flaming hot Cheetos?
Right?
That would have been a better story. Like, Indianapolis Zoo gets caught smoking weed with chimpanzees.
Accidentally gives a chimp flaming hot Cheetos.
Gives the chimp flaming hot and he bites his finger off because he's like,
chimp is too high, thinks the finger is flaming hot Cheeto.
No, chimp is too high. I thought he was passing the blunt. It was his finger the whole time. Man. That's so stupid. So stupid. We have the weirdest shit going on right now. I was everybody's freaking out about the fucking stocks right now. Did you see that?
No.
So like,
why would I have seen that?
I feel like we follow or we're friends with the same like people who are in that bubble. They're all in the bubble. There's like a bunch of people that like they're
the bubble
like,
of stocks.
If Trump
there's
farts,
so many people at work.
If Trump farts, they're like, oh my god,
yeah,
did you hear he farted? You know more about him than I do. I don't like him at all. Yeah. You hate him, but you know so much about the guy. Like,
yeah.
Well, he's affecting my life more than. Oh my god, I get it.
Okay, show me about the stock.
No, it's very interesting. I don't have to show you anything. It's not really necessarily like this was really like. So this is like hold on. So it says NASDAQ is down 20% from all-time. I think it's from all-time high. It is officially a bear market.
Congrats to the Bears.
Yeah, I have no idea. Is this a Chicago thing? I don't fucking know. But then I saw this, and this was like the people like fighting back, like nothing to see. Please move on. Like that's the dip on the right that they're talking about, and really like that's how bad it was. Like literally a year or two. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's hard to really know if you can believe these motherfuckers. Like, it is a very like weird situation. And then the other one was the most interesting thing, and I mean this is Reddit, so take this shit with the biggest grain of salt. Trump is trying to crash the stock market at least 20%, causing flight into treasuries. This will cause the Fed to slash interest rates so he can refinance the debt to nearly 0% and cause a inflationary spiral, which will lower the cost of everything. He also intends to use tariffs as an incentive for companies to build in the U.S. to avoid having to pay them. The tariffs and the resulting global trade war will force American farmers to sell more of their goods in the U.S. due to retaliatory trade measures by other countries, which will directly lower the price of groceries in the U.S. More than 94% of all stock is owned in just 8% of the population. Trump is literally taking the money from the rich and giving it to the poor. This is why Trump is playing a game of hokey pokey with tariffs. One day he has a 25% tariff on Mexico, and the next he doesn't. This is to cause extreme volatility in the markets and a desperate need and demand to flee towards treasury bonds, which are much more stable but offer much lower potential return. This is also why eggs are cheaper than they were under Joe Biden. I don't know if any of that's true, But and I apologize for the top that says for the R-tards in the back. I didn't even realize that said that. I just found this thing. Egg prices are nearly $2 lower than they were when Trump was on. But it's interesting if that is like true. That's a pretty. I mean, it's an interesting. If anything like that happens, if that was it, because it does feel like he is playing hokey pokey with like he'll be like
arguments that I have heard in passing are just that he doesn't know or that this has happened before and it's never worked.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see because I've been alive for 37 years. I've never heard us doing tariffs like this. I
don't know. I don't know what a tariff is. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I know
it's
what
like
a tariff is.
It's like a tax on goods coming from outside the country, from other countries, and it's funny because other countries do it to us, and now we're doing it to them, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you can't do that." What do you mean? That's why they call them retaliatory tariffs, and it's like, well, you're hurting Americans in the short run, and it's like, well, but in the long run, what's going to happen? And then people point to shit in the past and say, well, but we're like, we do shit from the past all the time that's stupid, like the fact that we have prohibition of like drugs, like we know with alcohol it didn't work. Now we're you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like we always repeat the same stupid ass patterns.
Just give me weed.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
The only thing that pisses me off about Republicans, give me weed. The only thing that pisses me off about Republicans is this. Did you see this shit? Texans may soon have to show photo ID to buy a dildo online.
What?
So if
Why?
if Texas starts that shit, you know it's going to come here because that's what happened with the Pornhub and all the other things.
That's why I can't watch my porn. Now I'm going to be able to buy sex toys.
You can watch porn. Just go to XNXX or something like that. Yeah, there's other websites.
I gave up trying.
Just go on Twitter.
I had my own like Pornhub channel where I like saved my favorites and stuff, and I'm like,
oh man,
I feel like it's just like a defeat.
You got to keep showing your ID every time you get on there.
I did.
You did?
And now it won't let me get on there at all.
Do girls watch porn?
Yeah.
Or just you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Have you ever asked
other girls?
Not like other girls.
No, girls watch porn.
I do it. I was doing that joke that remember no fat November, that joke, and like part of the joke is like she's watching porn, and I'm like, do girls watch porn when they do?
Watch porn.
Like when you guys are jilling or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Do you guys just do it to imagination sometimes too? It's like, that's so gay.
Yeah,
that's actually the.
See, that's thing. Like certain type of people I don't think can do that.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't have the imagination.
Just no imagination.
I don't have the imagination.
That's why the girls read the books.
Yeah. They're like, I can't wait to think about this book later.
Yeah.
Can't wait to think about it. Meanwhile, I'm like reading facts and figures.
That's like I don't want to be wet at work.
Yeah, that's
like
weird.
Having a boner at work.
Have you ever heard of Nikki Glaser, the comic? No. You probably have. You just don't remember. She does like she'll do like the roasts and shit. She did like, I think she's not the Oscars, but she's like the Academy Awards this year. She was like the host. She's really funny. But she was talking about how like, isn't it weird how you don't know you're wet and then you're like, oh shit, like I'm fucking, how did that, what happened? What was I looking at? Like what caused this? She was like, I didn't realize that guy said that a certain word that triggered her or something. It was like a weird. I was watching.
I usually know.
Yeah, you usually know what started it.
I usually know when it starts.
You know when it starts, but like, would you be like? I don't know. I don't know how women's bodies work. Yeah. Like, how the fuck are we supposed to know what you guys... Like, that's weird to me when women are like, men don't know what pap smears are. And we're like, we don't fucking do them. Like, what? We're supposed to know what that thing... Like, you ever seen, like, people post a picture of him and be like...
That's the same thing that you guys do with me about, like, the car parts. Like...
I don't care. I think I know what a car part is.
Yeah, I know. But
everybody uses cars.
I know.
That's why it's a dumb argument. Because, like, everybody drives... You drive a car every day. You don't know what a car part is. That's fine, but like that's the joke.
I want to know the secret penis things that I don't know about.
We don't have
being friends with a guy, I've learned a lot of like secret penis things.
Give me one. Hit me with one.
Being able to suck your own dick. I did not know that multiple guys had tried to do that.
I mean, when you say multiple guys, do you mean every guy ever? Because every guy's always tried it.
I know. I didn't know that was a thing.
If you're thin and in shape enough, like in your middle school age, and you just like that, there's something about like women don't realize that when men. And this is kind of a little bit off of the bit that Shane did last night, so I'm not trying to bite it, but like, and I have to say that to be fair, but like. When we like hit puberty and like it hits us hard and we start figuring out that we can release the Kraken, you know what I mean? When that starts happening, like we just become a whole new person. Like we become a monster for a minute. I remember, this wasn't from his thing, but I remember specifically like when I was, like I would literally wake up and be like, I'm going to pretend to be sick today so I can stay home and just beat off. So I'd tell my mom, like, I don't feel good. And she'd leave for work and I'm like, I'm going to the living room where the VCR is.
You think girls didn't do the same thing?
I'm sure you guys did, but not. I don't think you guys do it to the degree. We're awful, dude. Guys do it together. Did you guys ever beat it next to a girl like awake? I remember we would have guys come over to the house and we'd just be watching the show.
No, I remember a point in our lives where we were all like, got pubic hair and we all like nared our vaginas together in the same room.
Dude, Nair, you know what Nair is, right?
Yeah. Do you know? Have you ever thought about putting it down there? Don't.
Dude, okay, so Nair is just a chemical burn.
Yeah, it's burning the hair.
Did somebody talk about that at the mic? I think somebody brought it up at the mic. It's a chemical burn. Because all I could think of was one time. I did not know. I'd seen the commercials for Nair, but I didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. My stepdad had bought it, or my mom had bought it, and it was like a roll-on stick. Mm-hmm. Did you know it was a roll-on? Because I don't know anything about it.
I know there are roll-on versions. So I think that was a lot way before I ever used it. I'd seen them, though.
So in middle school, one time, I was running late for school, and I ran out of deodorant. And I went in the bathroom, and my stepdad had this roll-on deodorant. And I was like, okay, cool. And I grabbed it, and I put on this roll-on deodorant, and then I went to school, and I was like, it stinks. And like it smelled like something that was burning, and my armpits were fucking hurting, and I found out later on that it was Nair. Jordan. I used Nair on my. I went to school, and guess what? Want to hear the worst part? I still smelled like fucking armpits, stinky armpits, and burning fucking armpits.
You smelled like burning hair and stinky ass.
Yeah,
boy.
just fucking burnt my armpits and fucking like a dumbass, dude. I had no idea. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to hurry up and go to a school. I didn't want to be late. That's the weirdest shit too. Like the fact that you can be late to things and like you get in trouble. I think that's so weird. Like you shouldn't, if you're late to work, like.
I feel the same way. Like, why are you in charge of my time? I'm pissed off because they can force us to be over.
Yeah.
Work more than what we signed up for.
Me off, dude,
like, what do you mean you can force me to work on a Saturday or I'm going to get fired? Like, you don't get to keep my life.
Yeah, that's the weirdest shit. Like when you sign up for these jobs, you should be able to be like, I will give you 40 hours a week. Yeah. That's what you get. Like you don't get an extra hour every day.
More, then I'll work more. You can't tell me I have to.
It's so weird to me that like somebody else can have control of your life like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you don't have to have that job. You can find a new job. Shut the fuck up. Like, yeah. You have a job for 10 years, then all of a sudden, like for me, like for the first like 10 years of my job, like they never asked me to work over. They never fucking asked me to work Saturdays, none of that. Now all of a sudden the shit's happening. And they're like, well, you knew what you signed up for. Like actually, motherfucker, for 10 years, they didn't do that.
No.
So what do you mean I knew what I signed up for?
Okay, when I first started, I worked at one place where they had forced weekends every weekend, and it was like your shift had to work 2 on, 2 off, or what? Yeah, 2 on, 1 off,
something like that, yeah, or
something. But they forced us every weekend for like 3 months in a row.
Yeah, you guys went critical or whatever.
Yeah, it was bullshit. I had no time, and it was like I was stuck there.
I don't like hearing like you work in a union shop, so things are easier. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No, they take control of your life, and the people that act like they don't are fucking stupid.
I've never heard of non-union shops being like, you have to work this day. If you ask for a day off, you just get it off.
I feel like we were trapped. Like we got here, we get all the bonuses and stuff, and those are great. You're never gonna get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
When they're great, and then they act like when we don't get them, we're in there almost like risking our fucking life in there. They're
dying earlier.
We're getting sick because of the air. Like they treat us like shit. Yeah. People in there hate each other. Like you're the shit that I do that could I would not be.
Let's talk about. I want you to talk about something. Talk about recently when you stood up for yourself, because I feel like that's important for people to hear. Like you had, you're what, 4'11"?
Yeah, I'm 4'11".
So you're short. You're a woman. You're pretty. Like you have to deal with like a lot of creeps and shit. And recently at work, you had a guy that would not leave you the fuck alone.
It's been going on for like 2 years now. Where like he would at first it was like he would come up to me, and it's like I don't want to be one of those people that are like going to HR for everything, because it's gonna happen to me regardless. I know who I am.
Yeah.
And I post the shit that I post, I know that it's going to happen to me. So I don't want to be the one that's like, if somebody comes up to me and says something sexual to me, it's like, I know what I signed up for with this. I'm going to joke around, but like there's a line that I will cross. Yeah. And I will joke back with anybody that wants to about like anything. Like I'm not going to be like a prude about anything, but I have limitations of what I can handle.
Yeah.
And don't fucking touch me, and don't try and act like I'm going to sleep with you. Like I'm not, we're not flirting. This is not, I would joke with you, but we're not flirting. No. And the minute that my line gets crossed, I'm like, I lose all respect for you. This man didn't know me and doesn't know me in any way. He would come up and he would joke with me about like, oh, you're ornery, and this is the guy that's as old as my grandpa.
Yeah, like an old guy.
He's a guy that looks like one of the people that would be in the bar all the time when I worked at Miller's. Like, he started out just joking with me about stupid stuff. Like, he'd come up, and I'm little, so me doing these jobs, it's like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. That's like a man's job. Why would they put you over here? And I'm like, I know, I'm just a stupid woman, and I'll joke back.
Yeah, you'll lean into the joke.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, gross.
It's like improv, like yes, and like you don't be like, no, I'm not. You're like, I'm so dumb, ha ha ha. Like,
I'm funny. That's I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But then it gets to the point where some of these people don't understand that it's just joking.
Yeah.
And he would like go like, oh, you're ornery, because I joke back with him.
Yeah.
Like, and then it got to the point where he'd come up to me and I'd be on a fork truck and he'd be like rubbing my hand and like, he's like, hey, how have you been? I missed you. Like, you still being good? Like, and I'm like, I'm not good at sticking up for myself because I'm small. I'm a little person. And I'm loud when I need to be, but like, in a one-on-one situation like that, it makes me really uncomfortable and I get scared. And then there would be other times where he'd come up and he'd like grab my leg and start rubbing on the top of my leg and it was gross. And like I would be like, one day I would tell my supervisor and they like, do you want to say anything to anybody? I'm like, no, because I want to be able to say something to somebody before I go and tell on them. Yeah, you want to give them a chance to correct themselves. Yeah. I finally got to the point where he came up and like he rubbed on my back and said, good morning, like, and rubbed my back. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to go off on him today. If he touches me again, I'm going off on him. And it's always when I'm on this one job where I have to drive by him. Yeah. And my supervisors usually, if I'm on that job, they're usually like, I'll put somebody with you if you're on there and like make sure he doesn't do anything. Oh, and recently he found out who my dad was because my dad works with me. Yeah. He found out who my dad was and he went from like calling me ornery, like whatever he called me to now that's Crazy Jim's daughter. Yeah. And I talked to my dad and I was like, do you know him? He's like, no. Like he like will make comments about his like sports teams and stuff to him, but like nothing else. So then he went from calling he backed up a little bit because he found out who my dad was. Yeah. So I thought I was good after that. So then like we joke around, like, I'm still going to be civil with you because I don't want to be, it's the weird interaction stuff. So like, then he found out who my dad was and then he started getting a little bit less weird. And then he did the thing where he rubbed my back that morning and I was like, I'm going to have to fucking say something because I'm not doing this shit again. Yeah. And then I drove by there again and he came up and I stood up and he's like, he came over and he like grabbed my arm or something or my shoulder. I'm like, don't touch me. I was like, please don't touch me. And he's like, oh, and I was like the amount of like adrenaline going through me, like when I finally fucking said something, I was like, I did it. Did you feel like a little bit like, and I don't mean this in like a crazy way, but do you feel like maybe like he's testing boundaries and seeing like how much he can get away with it? That's what he's doing. And I'm like, I'm not doing this shit again because like I had it done and we were stopped. Yeah. And I felt okay being around you. And then like you started doing it again. I'm like, I'm going to say something. I'm finally going to fucking say something because this has been going on for like over a year. Yeah. Of like, just because I didn't really ever work over there, but when I did, it would be like driving by and you'd be like, hey. Well, I remember you messaged me and you're like, I finally fucking said it. I told him to get it. I was like, good, man. Because like, I remember a while back, you and I were talking and this other girl came up to me at work. Like you told me like the unwanted advances you get all the time. All the time. And this other girl came up to me and told me like a very similar story. And I'm like, how often does this happen? So I was talking to some other girls and they told me like, yeah, we honestly, and then finally I ended up posting something in the group like stop. And these aren't you have your the friends. People that are like, yeah, I would never do that, and and there's some of the ones. You see it happen all the time. It's so weird because like I will guys, and you know the girls that go to HR. Yeah. And so they learn and they stop. Yeah. So you'll be like, don't joke with her because she takes people to HR, or it turns into like that's the girl that nobody wants to talk to. Because which sucks because they could be completely cool to talk to, but the problem is somebody decides to rub their back or do something more. Or they turn into like, oh, they're stuck up. They don't joke around, or they're not cool. Like I've watched a ton of like the funny thing is like I'm a dude. I have that joke where it's like I have the type of face people like to say weird shit to, and I mean that legitimately. Usually it's something fucking ridiculous and racist, but a lot of times it's like people will come up to me from work and they'll just be like, "Man, you see blah blah blah's butt, blah blah, man, she coming in here, blah blah," and I'm like, okay, and it makes me laugh like internally because I'm like, these girls don't give a fuck. Like I have girls that talk to me all the time at work. Like women, I say girls, but women that talk to me all the time at work, and I know like it's nothing like that. We know friendly. That it's happening, and like there are some that are like majority of the women that work in there know what they're into.
Yeah.
They know what happens. They know how these guys talk, and it's like it takes a certain type of person to be able to like handle it.
Yeah.
And then like you have the ones that like the guys that just take it too fucking far.
Yeah, they ruin it for everybody else.
The girls that tell are the girls that have had something happen to them that is taken too far, because they know damn well that not every single person is going to be saying like little jokey things and go to HR.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, everybody's going to be in HR constantly.
Yeah, and you can just tell, like, we're all adults, so it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the jokes we were talking about earlier with, like, guys bringing Playboys to work and stupid shit, like, and people joking about beating off in the bathroom. I had a dude come and show me a picture of a guy. He's like, yeah, me and my guys here are always sending each other these little memes and stuff. And he showed me, he's like, yeah, look at this one. It was a dude getting sucked off by a fish. He had a fish on his dick and it was getting his dick sucked by a fish in a lake. And I'm like, fuck?
Why would you show me that?
Like, why is that something you do at work? I don't understand.
It was like, oh,
people.
Look, it's funny. Like,
I don't.
What?
I had a guy at work recently, a buddy of mine, and I love him to death, but like he was like trying to fuck around with me, and his version of fucking around with me was like he went on my Facebook, because I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he was like showing everybody pictures of Shelby and me.
Oh yeah.
And being like, look how much hotter she is than him, like
that's
messing around.
Wild.
Which makes me laugh.
Weird.
It makes me laugh because like to me it's like that's a joke I have on stage, so like it doesn't bother me like to think that, but like it's just funny like the amount of like weird, like I was talking about one guy at work because he's like a good church guy. Like he's like, I'm like, what do you got going on today? Like I'll talk to people and I'm like, what do you got going on today? He's like, oh, I gotta go mow the lawn at church tonight, or I gotta go clean up the church, blah blah blah. So I always joke around like he's the church boy. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, he's a good little church boy. He doesn't do any of that. And then the other guy I have over there is like a little horn dog. We're always joking about stuff.
Yeah.
But part of the reason why he's a horn dog is that he's had to deal with a bunch of like prostate issues, and he just finally got some of them fixed where he can actually like be a horn dog again. He's like excited.
And to an extent, it's fine. We're adults. We're talking about adults things. I'm not like around kids.
Yeah.
We don't have to like filter what we say at work. And like, I mean, you do. Yeah. You absolutely do. And you shouldn't be like a shitty person. But like most of the time you find people that you can like joke around with and don't get offended by everything you say. Just like outside
I would love to see what the I would love to like up one day experience, like one day go back in time and experience what it was like to work in a factory before women were allowed in it, and just to see like
it would be so gross.
But would it though? Like, is it more gross because women are there and they're a part of the, or would it be less gross because guys don't talk about that kind of shit when women are around, or do they? Like, it's hard to know because like what would trigger that? You know what I mean? What would trigger the conversation?
It is odd. It is. It's a weird dynamic. Like I am a woman that has majority man friends. Yeah. And it's not because I don't like women. It's just like I feel like I've been hurt most of my life by women. Yeah. So like I can.
Women are mean in a different way.
They are. They're mean
in a different way than men.
And like I think like growing up, all the women in my family were kind of mean to me, and my dad was really the only person that was like nice, and so I like gravitate towards more men. Like I don't know, and but like women hate that. Yeah, they hate when you're friends with their husbands. Yeah, it's and a very
like,
I try really hard to like, I don't know, to not cross boundaries and stuff with people. Yeah, but like I'm the same way at work. Like I work in a man's department. Yeah. Like it's majority men, and I feel like I'm like an asshole because I'm back there hanging out with all these guys like, and I'm like hanging out with their like husbands and stuff, and I'm like I'm not doing anything bad.
I promise. Yeah. But it's also like you're not doing anything wrong working. No, like you're just working. No, like it's not your fault. It's like they all go out to lunch together, and they're like, "No, you can't go. My wife would kill me if you came to lunch with us." And I'm like, "Okay, I get it. I understand." But it's like, it's a boundary they have. At least they have boundaries. That's like the main thing. Is like people. No, absolutely. People do a shit job of like keeping their boundaries and doing things that they're actually fucking supposed to do. It's interesting. I mean. The dynamic, like the interpersonal relationship between men and women is insane in general. Like, I feel like I have like my guy friends outside of work. Like you guys are all like the copies of the versions of the people I have at work that are my friends too. How dare you say that we're just copies? No, like I feel like it's like a different. It's like I have like the work versions of my friends out here. Yeah, it's because like. I like they're funny people. Yeah, I hang around with like funny people that are always like fucking around with each other. It's just fun. I mean, that's good because like you got to have something that breaks that, like that brevity. Yeah. Like you need brevity in like life, especially in like the places we work. Like if you work in a factory, a factory is a place where you have to find people you feel safe around. And there's no kids in a factory, so like it does feel very adult in a way that most places don't. Like if you worked at like Walmart there would be kids running around.
You work in a factory with a bunch of adults. You get to be the unhinged version of yourself that like...
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about ever being around anybody who's underage. So like everybody, we're all adults here.
And
like,
once
literally.
we leave work, these people don't exist to us anymore. Like
it's weird. The weirdest part about working in a place that's so big, like because there's such a grand, like you're talking about multiple, like not to give away too much because like obviously I don't want to talk specifically about work, but like there's multiple different places, plants and stuff that you can work in the system that we're in, and it's like you'll have people that work with you for fucking 6 years, 10 years almost, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
They're gone forever. Like, you never see them again.
You might be Facebook friends with them. You might see them on there,
but you don't really talk to them anymore. Like,
but it's like I've met so many people that were so like integral to certain parts of my life. Like a couple years of my life, they were so important.
There's a woman I'm friends with on Facebook. She has sent me Christmas cards since we worked together when I started. Every year I still get a Christmas card from her and her dog recently passed and I cried because of how close that dog she was to her. Like she is still a very important part of my life. We don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
But she still sends me a Christmas card every year.
Yeah.
And like I'm watching her life unfold like on social media, and I think that's it's like kind of like surreal.
Yeah, it's turned into a TV show for you.
It's like there's so many people that I've like interacted with and had like they were there when I first started, or when I went through this, or when I went through that.
Yeah, like big pivotal parts of your life.
Yeah, and
there was a girl that worked with me.
Gone.
She was a temporary worker that worked with me for a minute, and I remember when I was going through a lot with my ex before we'd split up, she pulled me aside because like in that relationship, at one point, it got to the point where I was the only one working. I was the only one doing laundry. I was the only one cooking food. I was the only one like doing anything, like basically anything other than like shit that she would have to do in order to like make her life easier that day, like take the kids to school so she could sit her in bed all day and watch Gilmore Girls or whatever the fuck else she wants to do. I would do everything. Like the laundry wouldn't be done, the cleaning wouldn't do it. She wouldn't take out the trash. She wouldn't cook. It was insane. Like dishes, nothing, literally nothing. This woman did nothing. I know, and it was like it got to the point where I was losing my fucking mind because I was like, how do I work all these hours and then also like all this weird shift, like this weird hours, and then I come home and I was talking to this girl at work, and she was a temporary worker there. She's really sweet. Her name was Michelle, and at one point she pulled me aside and she goes, Jordan, she goes, are you being real with me? Like, do you do all this shit and you're working, blah blah blah? And I was like, yeah. She's like, then you should be getting your dick sucked every day, and if that's not happening, then you should leave this bitch. And I was like, oh fuck. And she really put a lot of stuff, and that's like a really like rudimentary, and this is at work, this is a girl at work that said, I didn't bring that up.
I feel like we have the same dynamic of like we have like the group of people, these are like our therapy people.
Yeah, it's like people we confide in.
Yeah, that
at work, because you gotta talk to people.
You have to you have to have these, and I've had one of my friends at work say it's nice to have like a girl's input on this kind of thing. Yeah. So like I'm not out there like telling your husbands like to leave you. I'm helping them be better husbands. Yeah,
yeah. You're giving them girl advice.
I'm like if you have an issue with this, I'm like you're thinking about it wrong. This is how she's feeling about this.
I think they're thinking you're just like leave that bitch, but you're never like that.
I would never.
Like it's not like that.
Like if anybody like any of the guy friends I have, like they come to me and I'm having issues and like no, I'm like this is what she's thinking and this is why she's doing this. I'm like, you need to just talk to her and tell her this. Like, and
why don't you talk to me? And it's because it becomes an argument.
It becomes like a therapy thing.
It really is. You like lean on people.
You need to have somebody to talk to besides your like partner. I feel like sometimes. I
had a couple of buddies that I was friends with for a while that like one of them like taught me, like I was getting into, like I wanted to buy guns. Like I wanted to buy some guns, but I don't really know a ton about guns. I grew up with guns in the house, but my stepdad never really like fucking, I remember asking to go hunting and him being like, haha, no, that's my time. And I'm like, okay, I don't blame you. I'm not going to bring my son to the comedy show. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, I get it now a little bit more than I did then. Right. But at the time I just thought like, you don't really want to hang out. Okay, I get it. So I didn't really learn that shit. And then like the first time I ever really shot a gun was when I was in the Navy. And then so I was hanging out with these guys like, you should come over and shoot guns with us. And I was like, okay. And then I like learned what guns I like and bought guns. And it's like, those guys, if I had never met those guys, I might never have had those experiences where now I'm comfortable. I can go to the range anytime I want to, and I feel comfortable doing it. Right. Like if I wanted to go, like I've taken people with me.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a blessing and a curse. Yeah. I hate the fucking place. I hate the job. I hate everything that they make us do. But like, you create these bonds with people that you would have never made outside of that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you step into like like the Lion, the Witch. What's that fucking Lion, Witch, in the Wardrobe where you like step into Narnia?
This alternate reality of like people that
you would never have interacted with otherwise. At ages, even like you'll find somebody who's 80 and somebody who's
there's an old man in there that I love him so fucking dearly. And every day we do this back and forth where he's like, did you turn off your curling iron this time? Every morning. And it's like, and now he heard me cuss. Yeah. So he's mad at me and he said, I'm not in love with you anymore. Or I still love you, but I don't like you anymore.
Yeah, because you cussed.
But we can't be together. And then like every time I see him, it's like this. Like I love seeing him because it's like every time.
But he doesn't cross that line like other people have. All. Like that's the difference.
No, he's always been very polite and very respectful to me. But we do it back and forth. Yeah. And it's like he started talking to this other girl, and I was like, so I chased his fork truck down the like aisle and stuff. It was just like, and there was another day me and this one guy were like arguing, and I was like, you want to race me? We fucking raced each other down the aisle. Like when the shit would this ever happen anywhere else?
It's just it is weird, like
it's like the connections,
the connections you make with people from different walks of life that you may have never ever had anything in common with, never met, never crossed paths, but like somehow in this weird, bizarre life that we live, we end up.
And then it's crazy because sometimes they'll like know people that you know outside of work. I've known you my whole life, but I've not known you. Like
like you've been around, but like
it's like an entirely different part of the city that nobody else gets to experience.
And it's its own world in there. Like it is weird how like
that's why we all get so defensive when it comes to like people talking shit about us.
Because it's such a huge part. Like your work life is almost as big as any other part of your life. Yeah. Like it's huge. It's like there's so much fucking going on. I don't know. I guess we got to wrap this up a little bit because we do have to go to Gas City and do another podcast after this, which is going to be hilarious. We're doing more talking. What the fuck? No, but
I feel like I talked too much about work.
No, it's okay. It's interesting because I feel like a lot of people relate to the fact that like you do go to work and you meet people who like you can, like you've ever seen that meme? There's a meme that's like hey, when you work with somebody who's like 40 years older than you, you're like, you know what, Brenda, I don't really know you that well. Like we have nothing in common and shit, but I'm so happy we're friends. It's like you have like an older person at work, you're friends with younger people, like, and it's weird how you'll have the full gambit of like people that you would have never met if you didn't have that job. And it's a very bizarre world to live in, but it's also like it's all part of it. I do want to, before we head out, I do want to let you guys know we do have some new stickers here with the Kokomo Press logo on it. If you guys are interested in getting some stickers, we're going to be doing like $3 a piece, or if you want both, $5. So it'll help go back to the system so we can just get more. I don't want to keep buying them and spending like X amount of money on them and then they just nothing. But if you want some stickers, hit us up. We definitely are going to have those. Courtney finally got hers after all this time. Like I've been meaning to give them to her, but I never have them on me.
Kind of sucks.
Literally. These were supposed to come in before the final show at Cooper's. They came the next day. They came in on the Saturday after the Friday. I was so pissed off.
That's just our luck.
And I don't have any updates for you guys on the open mic. We will soon. We're going to be doing some meetings this week with some different places. We're not that we're being like picky, but we're being a little choosy because we want to speak to everybody. We want to figure out
something good. It needs to be just as good.
Yeah, and like I think compared to last time when we first started with Cooper's, it was an idea. Now I feel like it's a proven concept. Like we know that we have an audience. We know we can bring comics from all over the state of Indiana and beyond. I mean, when you got people that stop in from driving from North Carolina to Wisconsin to stop in to do our open mic so they can work out for the World Series of Comedy, you got something special. So we're gonna keep you guys posted on that. As soon as we have more information on the open mic, we will let you know. I know. Brian,
are we doing anything this Thursday?
More than likely not. I mean, to be completely fair with you guys, more than likely we're not going to do anything this Thursday, and that's only because like we don't have anything. We don't have a venue, and I don't think we want to like pursue that too quickly. I do want to do one more thing before we go. Brian West does have a show in Lafayette this Saturday, April 12th, with Dave Dugan at the 648 Bourbon and Cigar Lounge. That's Brandon Stetler's show. Going to be great. Go check that out. I think the tickets are like $20. They're not that bad. But Dave Dugan, big comedian, man. He's been all over. He's been on Dry Bar Comedy, Bob and Tom, Comedy Central. He's been all over. So if you enjoy comedy and you want to go see the homie Brian West in Lafayette, or if you're out in Lafayette right now and you're like, hey, I want to go see a comedy show this Saturday, Saturday, April 12th. Brian Allen West will be there. You got anything coming up? You got anything more to think of? I mean, I did see that he's working on the DVDs for Marijuana.
Yes.
So if you pre-ordered a DVD for Marijuana, that will be coming soon. Other than that, like I said, I think I might be in Indy this week for a roast battle. I think I might be judging that. I'm like 99% sure I'm supposed to be doing it, but I don't have a flyer or anything, and I don't really. But I think I'm going to be there. If I am, I'll let you guys know. I might be there. I might not. Who knows? We'll figure.
I'll be at Outhouse all weekend because there's shows all weekend.
Yeah. We're going to force you out of there and get you out of the house.
Oh, no.
No, you can't be at Outhouse. No, we've got Kokomo Press stuff. Yeah. Other than that, man, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with myself and Cortni Richardson. I know we talked a lot about work, but hopefully you related to some of it, like sticking up for yourself and like doing drugs and having fun. And yeah, those are important.
Find friends that you can do drugs with at work.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that. But other than that, my name is Jordan Grainger. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Cortni Richardson. Bye. Thank you for watching the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, and tell all your friends about it, because when people know about us, we get to continue to bring new, great, exciting things to you. And if you really want to support us, you can actually go on to Facebook and you can become an official subscriber. It's only $4.99 a month, and you get a lot of access to us. You get to tell us good jokes, tell us all the things you want to, and you're going to get access to new videos, merch, all kinds of things. And if you just want to support us in another way, maybe wear a shirt, wear a hat, something like that, check out kokomopress.shop. It's a brand new store we have set up. It's got all our merchandise needs. It's going to have limited run t-shirts, limited run hats. Go check it out right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with the Kokomo Press on the Kokomo Press Podcast. See you soon. 2 kisses.